Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back with some patch notes. It's that time again, y'all. I hope you guys are ready. It's gonna be a big one. There is no Ministry of Balance, but there is one major change coming up for the Yamato is actually getting a accuracy buff. That's kind of terrifying, but as somebody who enjoys the Yamato, I can't wait to see how that goes. But yeah, it's apparently getting a pretty hefty accuracy buff actually. So yeah, I can't wait to see how that goes. Anyway, uh, let's get this party started. As always, I go through all of the patch notes in their entirety so that you guys can just listen along and go about your day, so you don't have to waste time. All right. Maintenance times for Xbox, PlayStation, iOS, and Android are December 1st from 1 to 4 a.m. Central Time, 7 to 10 a.m. UTC. Update size for the Xbox One S and X, 5730 megabytes. Xbox Series S and X, 5790 megabytes. For the PlayStation 4, 5681 megabytes. For the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro, 1410 megabytes. For the iOS and Android, it is a 1000 megabyte initial update and then a 1960 megabyte in the game download for the update. Holiday update, Christmas on the waves. There is a code up here in the top right corner that you can redeem at wowslegends.com/code-redeemer. The code is 2TLY1LP7R. R. I don't know why that said that weird, but it's just R. One R. No, not multiples, but it ends with R. Anyway, ahoy, captains! Christmas and New Year are coming soon, along with our very special holiday update, full of gifts and activities to celebrate the festive season. Let's take a quick look at what's new. Big Christmas gift for all captains. A free campaign with a choice between two legendary tier ships, the battleship Rhode Island and the cruiser Sevastopol. Can't wait to see both of those, actually. We'll see how they go. Christmas activities, the Santa City port. So that's a new port. I don't think we've ever had that before. And the Advent calendar returns. If you guys aren't aware of what the Advent calendar is, it is usually through the website for wowslegends.com. You have to log in with whatever your, whether it's PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. But you log in, and each day you get a key. You unlock a token on the key. Now, you can usually have missions and stuff that get you extra keys or whatever, or you can simply purchase more keys and unlock all of the tiles that way. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. But basically, behind each thing is rewards from everything from like premium days and promotion orders and camos and stuff like that, all the way up to some super prizes like usually, I'm not saying this is a case, but usually there's some like super prizes potentially thrown in there too. Not guaranteed that anybody will win them. I'm just saying that that's usually the case. Or maybe I've just gotten lucky in the past and got a crate that gave me a super prize. I don't remember. I know it was the Advent calendar that I won 100,000 doubloons on, but I don't know if it was a crate that they gave me through the Advent calendar that gave me 100,000 doubloons, but it was crazy. And I didn't even know I did it until people started pointing it out in my videos. This was years ago. But yeah, it was one of those situations. Go figure. You win a super prize one time in your life, and that's the one time you don't even know. But anyway, final stage of the road to New Year for the icy battleship Lugdunum. Wind Roses, improved first wind bonuses and discounts. Japanese hybrid battleships armed with torpedo airstrikes are in early access. So we get a new hybrid line to take a look at. Full release of the new French alternate destroyer line. War Tales returning with new scenarios in the mix. Marceau is coming to the store for seal. New seasons of ranked battles and brawl. And balance changes and various improvements. Take your Christmas gift We've got a special gift waiting for you. To receive it, visit the store between December 1st and January 19th and claim the Magic on the Waves free bundle. Inside, you'll find plenty of items, including Merry tokens and new Mystic crates. Plus, visit the store daily during the first week of the update, December 1st through the 8th, to claim one free Mystic box each day. The Merry Shipmas free campaign with 2 legendary tier ships. Complete the new campaign with its free Admiralty backing, so it is a free Admiralty backing, so there is no excuse for people missing out on this campaign. And choose between 2 legendary tier ships at the end. U.S. battleship Rhode Island or Soviet cruiser Sevastopol. You'll also unlock the winter version of the Pan-European destroyer Orkan along the way. Here we have the Rhode Island, which has a legendary tier battleship equipped with effective secondary guns. Okay, the enhanced secondary targeting 2 consumable. That's the fancy one that you get on like the BA Tirpitz, for example, and the Dyson question. I think it was the Dyson, and a choice between the engine boost or radar consumables. Both of those actually sound interesting on a battleship, but obviously at legendary tier, having a radar for a battleship seems like a very good idea. Her main guns are rather small, but reload fast with AP shells that have improved ricochet angles. These are the 356 millimeters, so 14-inch Florida guns, as we all know, except these are improved. So we'll see. Sevastopol. This is a Soviet legendary tier cruiser based on the Project 69, nice cruiser, which was never completed. I know, I got the sense of humor of a 14-year-old. I can't help it. She's equipped with exceptionally accurate 380mm guns and a strong repair party and engine boost. To obtain either of these 2 ships, first open the campaign section and claim the free Admiralty backing. After that, complete all 140 milestones within 7 weeks and choose which of the 2 ships to receive for free. The other ship will be available for doubloons in the campaign section once you've completed the campaign itself. And there's a 3rd ship in the campaign. On your way to the final reward, you'll receive a special winter version of Pan-European Tier 6 Premium Destroyer Orkan in a white skin. It shares the same characteristics as the original ship, including a powerful radar consumable, 360-degree rotating turrets, and good maneuverability. Here's the complete list of rewards for completing the Merry Shipmas free campaign. So, without Admiralty backing, never mind, they changed the way they do it. So, I don't know why. That's because it's a free it's a free campaign. I'm a dummy. I'm like, without Admiralty backing, they changed everything. But no, you get all of this if you complete the campaign in time, totaling 110,060 doubloons worth of stuff. Now again, this is a 7-week campaign instead of the normal 5, or as of lately, 4 weeks. But we have a 7-week campaign, so you'll have a lot of time to do it. This Christmas and Legends. This festive season is packed with fun and gifts. Play Legends from December 1st to January 19th to immerse yourself in the holiday atmosphere and earn tons of rewards, including the new Mystic crates. You'll also get to enjoy the new Santa City port and complete the traditional Advent calendar. We'll reveal all of the details in tomorrow's article and video. Road to the New Year final stage for the Tier 6 Pan-European battleship Lugdunum. It looks very similar to, what did we just play? Normandy. That's what it kind of reminds me of, with the 3 triple turrets. Kind of sits low in the water. That's what it reminds me of, kind of. If you haven't obtained enough ship parts to unlock Icy Battleship Lugdunum yet, there's still time to catch up. From December 1st to January 19th, complete the Merry Shipmas free campaign and Road to New Year mission to earn enough ship parts to get the ship and other rewards. And it's still possible even if you haven't started the marathon by this time. So even if you're just starting, you can actually get the ship, which is pretty cool. Here's how many ship parts you can earn during the coming update. Merry Shipmas free campaign, 15,000 ship parts. Road to the New Year mission, 7,500 ship parts. To unlock Lugdunum, you need to collect 20,000 ship parts. If you have enough ship parts, you'll be able to claim the ship from the marathon screen as soon as the new update goes live on December 1st. Wind Roses, improved first win bonuses and discounts. Wind Roses get rewards for your first wins of the update playing Tier 4 and higher ships. For Tier 4 to Tier 7 ships, 50 Merry tokens per ship. For Tier 8 ships, you get 100 Merry tokens per ship. And Tech Tree ships, sorry. So for the Tier 8 Tech Tree ships, 100 Merry tokens per ship. And for the Tier 8 Premium ships and Legendary Tier ships, you get 125 Merry tokens per ship. First win bonuses. Improved to ×3 on December 8th through the 15th. And to ×5 on December 26th through the 29th. First win bonus, I just said, I'm a dummy. Discount on converting Elite XP to Global XP. Get 35 Global XP instead of 25 per doubloon. Tech Tree discounts, 20% off Tier 4 through Tier 5 ships, and 30% off Tier 6 through Tier 8 ships, December 29th through January 5th. By the way, our traditional little president awaits you as usual. Redeem the code. Is that the same one that I just said earlier? Yes. That is the same code that I said earlier, so I'm not going to read it again. Actually, I will. 2TLYS1LP7R at wowslegends.com/code-redeemer. To receive 1 Winter Big Crate, 5 Holiday Camos, 5 Santa and Red Camos, 10 Common Global XP Boosters, and the Captain Reader Flag. New Japanese hybrid battleships in early access. New Japanese hybrid battleships are coming to early access. These giants combine battleship firepower with torpedo airstrikes, launching squadrons of bombers from their rear-mounted flight decks. You can find Tier 6 through Tier 8 early access ships Issei, Suwo, and Dewa. Dewa? Might be Dewa. I apologize. You guys know I do try. I know I got Issei right. Suwo and Dewa or Dewa. I don't know how that one would be pronounced in Japanese, but I apologize. In Japanese hybrid battleship crates, available through the Merry Shipmas campaign or in the store starting December 15th. One more Japanese hybrid, legendary tier battleship Aki, or Aki. I'm not sure which one. I think it would be Aki, but I could be wrong. Will also join the line. You'll find her in different places that we'll reveal very soon. And here's the new commander, which, let's be honest, most of you guys have already noticed. Jisaburo Azuwa. That's the best I've got. I apologize to the Japanese folks out there. Yeah. I'm not going to try it again. If you're looking for a commander whose skill set is perfectly suited to lead the new ships, check out the new Japanese commander, Jisaburo Azuwa, who has already joined the legendary ranks, which, again, you guys have already been telling me about. You can obtain him for Commander XP or find him in Commander Crates or Japanese Commander Crates. Which answers the question that a lot of people were asking me, whether this would be available any other way or if you have to spend 700,000 XP, Commander XP to pick him up. So, you can get him through crates, which if you have all of the other Tech Tree commanders unlocked, your first commander crate should give you him. due to our way that our commander crates work. Base trait, Ghost Fleet Maneuver, reducing airstrike cooldown by up to 5%. Unique skill, Hidden Hand, increases the number of airstrike squadrons by 1 at the cost of reducing airstrike torpedo damage by 10% or more, and increasing cooldown between airstrikes by 50%. So you get 2 airstrikes per reload. That's kind of crazy. 10% less damage, and cooldown between airstrikes increases by 50%. That's still a positive. I don't know why anybody wouldn't take this skill, unless there's something else in the line. We'll have to look. French alternative destroyer line is now fully available. So if you guys haven't gotten the new destroyers, which I think they're fantastic, I talked about that when I played the ones that I played, but I think they're fun. I enjoyed them. So if you haven't had a chance to play them, or you didn't get them in the early access through the crates, they will now be tech tree ships. So keep that in mind. The La Droy, the Ducafalt, Duchefal, I apologize. The Layardie, I got that one. And the La Aventurier. I hate it. I hate it all. And the tier 8, I want to say Orage, but it's probably like Orage. That would be my guess. Kind of like Mirage, but without the Mir. Or it's Spartan's O Rage. We'll go with that. Research these ships via the tech tree and take advantage of unique torpedoes that can cause fires on enemy ships and gain speed and fire starting potential the farther they travel. War Tales are back with 2 new scenarios. From December 1st to January 19th, War Tales make their epic return with 2 new scenarios, including a special mission to help Santa. We've also prepared a new type of HE shell that you'll be able to try out in one of the War Tales. These shells can split into multiple subshells, causing significant... We've got MIRVs! I know, not quite, but basically, it sounds like it anyway. Anyway, all previous tales will also be available. We'll reveal all the details in a dedicated article on Monday. Marceau is coming to the store for steel. Tier 8 French destroyer Marceau. Just as we promised in the previous patch notes, new French Tier 8 premium destroyer Marceau will become available for steel in the store starting December 1st and will remain there indefinitely, even after the update ends. Yes, because that's what indefinitely means. There's an indefinite amount of time before it leaves. If you said that it leaves after the end of the update, that would be a definite. This is indefinite. I love it. I know there are some young folks out there that probably didn't understand, and then 90% of the player base probably struggles to understand what that means anyway. Love you guys, but seriously. Just as we promised in the previous patch notes, now new French tier... This was coming from the same person that was just struggling to pronounce every single thing that was just mentioned. Just throwing that out there. If you can't feel the irony there and can't take a joke, then you're on the wrong channel. We now continue with our previously scheduled program. New French Tier 8 Premium Destroyer Marceau will become available for steel in the store December 1st and will remain there indefinitely even after the update ends. Ranked Battles Season 90 and 92. This update features 3 new seasons of Ranked 90 through 92, so 90, 91, and 92. I missed that. Of ranked battles for teams of 5 players. The rewards include steel, mystic boxes, credits, camos, commander progression items, and boosters. Season 90 will be December 16th through the 22nd, only Tier 5 non-carrier ships. For Season 91, December 30th through January 5th, only Tier 6 non-carrier ships. And Season 92, January 13th through the 19th, only Tier 7 non-carrier ships. Brawl Seasons 33 and 34. 2 new seasons of Brawl will arrive during this update, featuring 3v3 battles. Once per battle, you'll receive combat orders, a choice between a defensive or offensive buff. Among the rewards are credits, camos, and mystic boxes. The first season, 33, will be December 24th through the 29th, only Tier 6 battleships, and Season 34 will be January 8th through the 12th for only Tier 7 cruisers. Balance changes ships and maps, so there's no actual Ministry of Balance, but there are some balance changes, so interesting. The end of the year is the perfect time to review and refresh, so we're introducing a new set of balance changes to several ships and a few other updates. The Emerald, main battery reload time reduced from 7.5 to 7 seconds. The Hawkins, AP and HE shell damage is increased. I'm not going to go through all of the stats. I'm just going to say what they do. The Mutsu and the Mutsu B enabled torpedo turning mechanic, increasing torpedo firing angles. So instead of having the fixed tubes that they have now, which require you to turn fully broadside, now you'll be able to potentially, depending on how much turning they give them, be able to launch them at much safer angles so you don't get dev struck every time you try to use your torpedoes. So that's pretty cool. Secondary battery firing range increased from 4 to 5.5. Secondary battery dispersion for the 127s has been reduced, and secondary battery dispersion for the 140 guns has been increased. Zuiho, dive bomber movement speed increased from 115 to 125 knots. Torpedo bomber movement speed increased from 108 to 118 knots, so getting some faster planes for the Zuiho. The GJ Merricker, torpedo reload time reduced from 110 to 90 seconds. Z-23 has been upgraded, main battery reload time reduced from 6.4 to 6 seconds, so small buff, but a buff. Tashkent, main battery reload time reduced from 5 to 4.5 seconds. Detectability by sea reduced from 7.6 to 7.2. That's actually a pretty significant buff for a kind of a hybrid gunboat / torp boat. Yeah, that's pretty significant. And detectability by air from 3.8 to 3.6. Detectability after firing in smoke from 2.9 to 2.7. The Richelieu, main battery reload time reduced from 30 to 28 seconds. So a little bit of a buff there. And the main battery shell grouping, this is the big one, increased by 5.5%. So from a 1.8 to 1.9 sigma. Not a huge change, but maybe noticeable considering the Richelieu does have a tendency to be a shotgun. Hawk, main battery shell grouping increased by 6.25%. So from a 1.6 to a 1.7 sigma. Still really, really bad, specifically for a battle cruiser, so not ideal. Stock hull rudder shift reduced from 22.5 to 19. That's the stock hull. And then the upgraded hull rudder shift was reduced from 16 to 15. 16.1 to 15.3. Izumo, talk about needing a buff. Main battery reload time reduced from 27 to 26 seconds and enabled 360-degree rotation for the B turret. That's actually kind of huge. So that's kind of cool. Burgon, main battery reload time reduced from 28 to 26 seconds. Main battery dispersion reduced from by 2.5 seconds. So from French, German, Italian style to US style dispersion. That's actually going to be a pretty big deal. It doesn't seem like a big change, but going from French dispersion to American dispersion is a big deal in terms of overall performance. And hopefully that will make the Burgon a little bit more usable, in my opinion. Because while a lot of people get on with the Burgon really well, I wanted to like the ship. I hate the ship. I would rather literally play any other legendary tier battleship right now. With the Heinrich build on the what do you call it? The GK. I'd rather play the GK 100 times over the Burgon. I just can't stand it. I can't stand them. We're gone. It seems like the shells just never hit anything, and when they do, they don't do anything. Whether you're shooting HE and trying to set fires, or shooting AP at broadsides and watching them shatter and ricochet, or just miss altogether. It's frustrating. Vermont. Main battery reload time reduced from 35 to 34 seconds, and the main battery AP shell air drag reduced. So does that mean that the shells are going to lose less penetration over distance, or does that mean that the shells are going to be able to travel faster? I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Either way, sounds like it would be a good thing. Yamato changed the dispersion parameters from US style dispersion to Japanese style dispersion curve. Oh. Does that mean that it's actually getting worse despite getting better? So increase the sigma shell grouping from 1.8 to 2.1. That is a big buff. But if they're changing from Japanese or from US style dispersion to Japanese style, we all know that Japanese troll dispersion is rough. Now, I wonder if that means that this will start to be more accurate at range. Because I'm pretty sure that part of the like Japanese battleship thing is that like the further away you are, in theory, up to a point, they seemingly are more accurate. I've never really noticed any big change like that, but I've heard that don't quote me on this, but I've heard it in the past that people talk about Japanese battleships are supposed to be snipers. They get more accurate the further away. Kind of like the Russian battleships, once you get inside 12 kilometers, they get a buff to the dispersion and stuff too. So maybe there's something there. I don't know for sure. Like I've never been that big into knowing all of the details of the game. I just play it and have fun, or try to. But something to keep in mind. Yamato's HP saturation to post tier 8 standards with no change to total HP. So from the bow HP has been reduced from 19,500 to 7,200. That's going to make it a lot more tanky versus other Yamatos. The casemate HP reduced from 23,500 to 8,700. Again, like this is going to make the Yamato even more tanky because it's going to take a lot less damage to saturate this thing. Stern HP reduced from 20,750 to 7,600. The hull HP reduced from 72,900 to 67,500. Steering gear HP reduced from 29,200 to 27,000. The superstructure HP reduced from 3,750 to 3,400. And the engine HP reduced from 97,200 to 90,000. And again, this is not changing the actual HP of the ship. It's simply reallocating points to different sections of the ship to make it tankier overall, more survivable, and not farmed by everything. You know what I mean? But again, it's not going to help all the Yamaters out there that just go broadside and get Citadel to death in 3 seconds. Okay? This isn't going to help that. But for those of us who tend to play a little bit smarter and have to deal with HE spam and stuff like that, this is going to help with that. Plus, with the Borg Queen Commander already making this ship even better, this thing's going to get kind of crazy. Yamato might reclaim its top spot at the tier, which is crazy. Armor update. Thickness of several bulls on the aft section of the ship around the secondary battery and catapults increased from 19 to 32 mil. That could be interesting, depending on the angle of impact of the shells. This might make some shells ricochet because they don't overmatch it anymore. So something to think about. Or it just might knock out the secondaries less. Removed rings from the barbettes. This change doesn't affect gameplay. Z31 main battery reload time increased from 5.5 to 6 seconds. So Z31 got a nerf. The Prince Heinrich main battery 180 degree turn time increased from 30 to 40 seconds. So Prince Heinrich also got a nerf. Kleber detectability by sea increased from 6.95 to 7.3 kilometers. So she got nerfed as well. Detectability by air from 3.48 to 3.65. Detectability after firing in smoke from 2.8 to 2.94. So Kleber gets a little bit of a concealment nerf. Still, with Go All Out, I mean, it's still going to be a pretty sneaky ship. That is not an insignificant nerf, though. That is almost half a kilometer. So instead of being able to get down to like 4.3 kilometers or something stupid like that with the Kleber, now it's going to be looking at like 4.7. Still makes it one of the sneakiest destroyers in the game when it's running go all out, but it's crazy. That's a not insignificant nerf. Marceau. Marceau is a new ship, but some players may have already sailed her as a rental ship. This note is primarily for those players, as her stats have changed since her first appearance in the game. The maximum AP shell damage was reduced from 2450 to 2350. The HE shell fire starting chance is reduced from 7 to 5%. Detectability by sea increased from 6.95 to 7.1. Detectability by air from 3.48 to 3.55. Detectability after firing main guns and smoke from 2.59 to 2.65. And the ship hit points have been reduced from 21,900 to 20,500. So Marceau actually gets a pretty significant across-the-board nerf before it even gets released, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I get it. It was pretty good. But still, it's pretty crazy. Aircraft carrier spawn points. With this update, we've finished centralizing aircraft carrier spawn points in all game modes and maps. So from now on, every map, if you have a carrier, they spawn in the middle, which means you know exactly where to look for the little turd waffles. Anyway. Minor armor updates. The Talon slightly changed the geometry of the main battery and hull. This change has no impact on gameplay. Kirov slightly changed the geometry of the main battery and hull. This change has no impact on gameplay. Increased the stock main battery frontal plate armor thickness from 50 to 70 millimeters. That's the Kirov. The Gorky slightly changed the geometry of the main battery and hull. No impact on gameplay. Molotov slightly changed the geometry of the main battery and hull. No impact on gameplay. Bug fixes and improvements. Let's hope to God that they get the freaking servers fixed. Because the servers, the last few times that I've played, like when we tried to do the rank battles and everything, it was awful. So hopefully they get them settled down, but we'll see. All platforms. Players who obtained Brisbane B before December 1st will automatically receive the Brisbane Black commemorative flag on December 1st. When you obtain a personal mission from a bundle in the store, you'll now see a notification that takes you directly to this mission in the mission section when clicked. The sound played after reloading the ready rack now corresponds to the number of shells it contains. And fixed a bug that caused an empty screen with a Got It button to randomly appear while viewing the marathon screen. Console fixed a bug where Velos and Rio de Janeiro's AA gun names were displayed incorrectly. Mobile redesigned the campaign section, updated the notifications for starting and finishing a campaign as well as the Admiralty backing window, added a button for purchasing Admiralty backing to the notification that appears upon finishing a campaign, updated confirmation windows for purchasing a progress boost, full campaign, and Admiralty backing, and long tap is no longer available for milestones. A long tap indicator will now only be available for the campaign ship if the milestone is selected. Redesigned the missions section. Missions can now be accessed from the menu button in the upper right corner. Tasks are now displayed as horizontal cards. You can now see the mission name above the tasks. Updated the appearance of regular and bureau tasks on the post-battle screen. Redesigned the completed mission screen. Merry Shipmas Captains, play Legends, and turn the tide these holidays. Y'all, this is going to be a crazy update. There is a lot of stuff in this update. That's a 7-week campaign, so it's to be expected. But I do warn you guys, okay? Every single January since the dawn of time, the first update of the year is always pretty minimal because the developers have been on leave and holidays and all this stuff. So while they're spending time with their family, they gave us a really big campaign to end the year and start the year on. And the first update of the year is usually a little bit in the lacking department. So keep that in mind. Temper your expectations. Enjoy the holidays, folks. And speaking of holidays, Happy Thanksgiving from me to all of y'all. Whether you're in the U.S. or not, you may not celebrate Thanksgiving where you are, but just because I do, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for continuing to support me and my channel going on. This will be starting the 10th year, guys. We're getting close to starting on the 10th year of the channel. That's crazy. That is nuts. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Happy Thanksgiving. And if you like what I'm doing, punch a like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.